Someone was asking how difficult the S ranks are to get if you don't use speed tricks, and, well, I think I really showed it in the previous video. The answer is very hard, bordering on impossible in a couple of levels. The label of the S ranks, you know, how each of the different ranks in the English version and Japanese have a label on them. A is excellent, B is very good, and so on. In the English version, S rank is labeled as perfect, and it kind of translates to the requirements. Even going pretty fast here, I make a couple of mistakes, and those cost me the 2 and a little bit seconds to get the S rank in level 1 here, just as an example. You really have to be on your game. There's practically no room for error in any of the levels if you don't use speed tricks. But the speed tricks are super easy to do and pretty fun to execute. The movement in general in Mischief Makers is so nice that it's not that big of a leap in skill to pull off the speed tricks to get the S ranks. Here I'm just showing off 2 tricks that are going to be used in this video. First is one that you saw in previous videos where I can just pass straight through the floor. If you jump, boost down, and do a grab, all within a couple of frames of each other, you can pass straight through these half-height blocks. It can be used in any half-height blocks. It only ever comes into play in 2 levels, one of which is in this world. Second is, you can see how the slide jump has a good bit of horizontal momentum, but when you do a boost in any direction, particularly upwards, it cancels all that horizontal momentum out. But if you do a grab while boosting in any direction, it maintains your momentum. You don't cancel it out. So you can boost upwards and also gain a little bit of height while also maintaining horizontal momentum. On top of that, if the direction that you grab is upwards instead of sideways or down, then the grab animation is just fast enough that you can chain them together, like so, and you actually gain height, while if you get the timing really well, maintaining your horizontal momentum from a slide jump, which lets you do things like beat level 1 in about 8 seconds. A lot of the levels can be improved with boost grabs, but fortunately it's not all of them. It doesn't completely break the game. It just breaks some levels in terms of the S ranks. As you can see here, I'm kind of doing pretty poorly in this opening section of Sea of Lava, but the boost grabs let you catch up so fast that even with the mistakes that I make in this run of the level, I'm actually still going to get the S rank. The time is 36 seconds for the S rank, and yeah, using boost grabs lets me just pass by a lot of the more conventionally difficult stuff of the level. Lets me get the S rank by a fairly significant margin. I think my best time is somewhere around 30 seconds. So in Vertigo, it's a vertical level obviously, so we can't really use boost grabs. And I want you to observe, this is the standard method of beating the level. You pick up the bomb, you blow up the wall, you use the green clam ball to reform the wall. That's going to take way too long to beat the level in 26 seconds, which is the S rank time for this level. So let's maybe do something a little bit special. This is one of the things that I love about Mischief Makers, and the movement. Like I said, the movement is just super fun and fluid, and it all chains together nicely so that you can do crazy stuff like what you're seeing right here, where all the boosts and slide jumps just combo together and let you get up incredible heights. Like the first time I saw a run of that level, I kind of just got gobsmacked for a few seconds. It's really something. Sink or Float is a pretty tight one even with boost grabs, mostly because it's really just a quick progression of slide jumps if you weren't using boost grabs to get to the star. It's 11 seconds to get the S rank, and you actually have to land a couple of times to pick your speed back up if you want to get under there. Hot Rush is actually surprising. As you can expect, I'm going to be using that pass through the floor trick over here so that I don't have to wait for the blocks to blow up. I can just roll under there. But even if you do that, it's possible to miss the S rank time of 38 seconds. And it's still possible to get the S rank time even if you don't pass through the floor and have to wait for the blocks to explode. That's a prime example of the S rank time actually living up to its name of perfect. Siren's swing is pretty tight, like sink or float. It's a 12-second S rank, and you can't really boost grab because, as the name implies, it's got a grab somewhere in there, which will automatically cancel you out of it if you actually grab onto something. So you have to really carefully place your slide jumps and grabs there to regain height off of the swinging prances. Flambab is annoying RNG boss. You only have to throw the B into the lava 3 times, but you play this game and try and get that on your first try, and try and just see how difficult it is. To save a couple of seconds right at the end here, if you dunk yourself in the lava as the star is appearing, you skip Marina's little victory dance. That was a 27-second S rank for that one. In Tightrope Ride, it's 28 seconds. And this is another one where, even with a couple of mistakes, you can still pretty easily, using boost grabs, get to the end. I alternate between a boost grab and just a sideways boost to keep my horizontal speed at a pretty decent pace. Because doing a bunch of boost grabs in a row, unless they are timed perfectly, and I do mean perfectly, you are going to lose speed, so sideways boosts help to get past that section at a decent time. And even with dunking myself in the lava by accident, I still get in there with just over 2 seconds to spare. Freefall, another vertically oriented level. And this one's actually pretty tricky because you really need to be boosting down almost all the time. But obviously there's a bunch of spikes there, ow. So at a certain point, for me at least, I just start memorizing exactly how many boosts I need to do to get to each section. The S rank is 22 seconds. So if I had wasted any more time after that spike, hitting that spike ball, I would not have made it. Magma Rafts is a really, really fun one. The way that Treasure wants you to get the S rank is by going over the tops of the top of the level. Because those pillars extend a little bit off the top of the screen, but they don't go that far. So you go over the top to get to the spring clam ball. Try to not fail at getting over to the sinking platform. I said not fail, come on. There we go. And then from there, you can continue going along the top of the level, over here. And they made these platforms extend just high enough so that you have to grab one of the clances and throw them downwards to get the height necessary to get over here. And if you do this more or less perfectly, you will get the perfect rank in 25 seconds. But I've got a much cooler way of getting through this level. Like I said, the boost grab maintains your horizontal momentum, no matter what it is. Yeah, that's a much more respectable time. Seasick Climb has another cool spring ball trick in it that used to be a lot tougher until, I guess, late last year when I found out that there's a much easier way of doing it. Pretty much, basically, on a vertical spring ball, if you press A on the exact frame that you let go of it, you zoom up a significant bit higher. and it lets you skip past that first set of clam balls that you have to shake and make a platform appear. It's still entirely possible to get the S rank without doing this trick, but it makes it much easier if you do it. What I found out is that if you just hold the B button, it lets you do the extra height just at any point of the release, so you don't have to time it perfectly whatsoever, and it makes it much easier. Boss fights, just about all of them have a little trick, usually have some minor trick to save time that accumulates enough to make the S ranks fairly manageable. But aside from that, you really have to be on your game. I keep trying throughout this fight and only somewhat succeeding at doing a trick where if you are hovering over the lava at the point where Maigen Jr. would normally start breathing fireballs, he just skips it. He goes straight into punching again. For some reason, either I wasn't there at the exact moment when he decides whether or not to do fireballs, well, I think that was it. I just kept on going back over too early, and he does fireballs, but you see there, he just goes straight back into punching. And that can save somewhere in the order of 30-40 seconds across the whole fight. Other than that, you need to, for one thing, take a hit, because if you don't have the gold gem, then that'll waste another 3 or 4 seconds collecting the gold gem at the end of the fight. And then you just boost into all of his punches, and it saves another 10 or 15 seconds across the whole fight. And obviously don't mess up any of the phases, and that gets you through the whole fight in a little under the S rank time of 1 minute 51 seconds. A little under? Wait, no. That gets you under, almost 20 seconds under. I think my record is 1 minute 37 or so. A lot of it can be to do with the RNG as well, when he starts doing fake-out punches. World 2 has some of the more platforming-oriented challenges. It also has a lot of pits in the form of lava that you can fall into, which is where a lot of boost grabbing comes in. There's not going to be as much boost grabbing throughout the rest of the game's S ranks, but boost grabbing overall does really save a bunch of time. As a last little bonus, I will leave you with the Japanese introduction of the Beast Sector.
Sanjio Jai, Hidunaki Yoroi wa Yusha no Watashi, Baron Kendan.